So what is an Ultra phone? For most brands, it's their zenith of innovation. It's the phone that has the best hardware, the best software, the best cameras, and the best features, which also means that it's going to be the most expensive phone. Now, Motorola, on the other hand, has a slightly different definition of an Ultra phone. While the new Edge 50 Ultra has the best camera, the best features, and the best software with AI features, the processor inside the phone is not the best compared to at least the competition. Which also means that the Edge 50 Ultra is the most affordable Ultra Android flagship that you can buy today. It's nearly half the price of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra or the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. But is that enough for it to be an Ultra phone? Well, let's find out. Hi, I'm Arshad. You're watching Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. The Edge 50 Ultra actually has a very similar footprint as that of the Edge 50 Pro. Whether it's the size or the silhouette, you can see the similarities. Of course, the novel thing about the Edge 50 Ultra is definitely the wooden finish. Now, if you're wondering if this is real wood, well, it's not. It's a finish, but it's very close to wood. Also, the patterns of the rear will be unique to this specific phone and it'll be different on other Edge 50 Ultra units. Now, when you hold the phone, it does feel a little too smooth and can feel slippery at times. I feel that the vegan leather variant has a little more grip. Having said that, it does look good and definitely stands out. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Also, for an Ultra phone, Motorola has managed to keep the weight in check. Thanks to the sub 200 gram weight of the phone and the curved rear and the curved front, it's just all curves all around and very comfortable to hold. Plus, you get an aluminum frame which definitely makes it sturdy and very premium, just like the content on Trakin Tech English, right? So hit that subscribe button and help us reach 1 million by the end of 2024. And it goes without saying, Motorola also gives you IP68 rating, something that it gives you on its, under 25,000 rupee phone. You also get Corning Gorilla Glass witness protection on top of the display, so you can do this and nothing will happen. But what I am really happy about is that you get USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C port at the bottom. The display on the Edge 50 Ultra, just like the one on the Edge 50 Pro, is also Pantone validated for skin tones and colors. So what you get is extremely accurate colors in the natural mode and really good HDR gradation when you're watching YouTube videos. My only concern is that you do not get HDR support on Netflix, which is not befitting of an Ultra phone. Moto seriously needs to fix this. Now, this 6.7-inch OLED panel has 1.5K resolution, 144Hz refresh rate, and a PWM dimming of 720Hz. It would have been nice if the display was an LTPO panel and the PWM dimming was slightly higher though. Now, the peak brightness that you get when you're watching HDR videos or in HBM mode is 2800 nits. Basically, this phone can get extremely bright outdoors and it's very legible under direct sunlight. Haptic feedback is alright. It could have been better. I think OnePlus 12 with OHaptics is way better. There's also an optical in-display fingerprint scanner at the optimum position and it also unlocks the phone really fast. No problem there. By the way, we also have the conundrum of this being a curved panel. Many people like flat panels like me, and the curved panel is a little too curved. So if you're wondering about ghost touches, thankfully we didn't face that in our time with the device. Although a full review will tell us if that actually happens. Along with the display, you also get a stereo speaker setup and you get Dolby Atmos support, and it sounds loud and it sounds rich. Take a listen to it right next to the OnePlus 12 and let me know what you guys think. Plus, for the audiophiles in the house, you get both the certifications, high-res wired and high-res wireless. Now, performance on the Edge 50 Ultra is pretty good considering how well, Motorola phones are generally tuned. In AnTuTu, we got a score of 1.52 million, which is very close to what the Xiaomi 14 CV scored. We also got a CPU stability score of 83% in our 30-minute 40-thread test, which is also very similar to what the Xiaomi 14 CV scored. But what's more important is that the Edge 50 Ultra actually runs cooler than the 14 CV, because we played Genshin Impact at highest graphics and 60 frames per second for 30 minutes, and we got a stability of 58 FPS, which is good, but the device skin temperature only touched 44 degrees. That's not it. The phone also has fantastic read-write speeds with UFS 4.0 storage. And there's only one variant of the phone, mind you, which is 12GB LPDDR5X RAM type and, 512GB UFS 4.0 external storage. Now, the reason why there's only a 12GB variant of the phone is because AI won't work properly on 8GB RAM phones. There's a lot of compute required. Anyway, inside the phone, I expected a slightly larger battery, which is at least a 5000 mAh, but you get a 4500 mAh battery inside. Now, I haven't had the time to run a proper battery test. I'll do that quickly for the review, but for now, I think it should last you a day considering the fact that the Edge 50 Pro was very well battery optimized. That apart, you also get support for 125 watt wired charging speeds. It should charge the phone from 0 to 100 in about 20 minutes, and you also get support for 50 watt wireless charging speeds. By the way, the 125 watt GAN charger that you get inside the box is also a PD charger, so you can also charge your laptops with it, for example the MacBook. As for the network performance, you get support for 17 5G bands, you've got support for Wi-Fi 7, you get NFC, you get Bluetooth 5.4. There's one area where Motorola never disappoints, and that is the network performance. Alright, now let's talk about the cameras. So what you get are three really high resolution sensors on the rear. You get a 50MP primary camera, 64MP 3x periscope camera, 50MP ultra wide, and even on the front you get a 50MP front facing camera. Now, I'm yet to do the detailed testing of the cameras, but in my preliminary testing, what I noticed is that the Pantone skin tone validation does come in handy because you get very close to accurate skin tones when you shoot with the primary camera. The portrait mode also offers 4 different focal lengths from 24mm to 85mm, but the edge detection can be slightly better in my opinion. The primary camera captures a good amount of details and the HDR performance is as good as what we saw with the Edge 50 Pro. The few low light shots that we captured did exhibit a lot of good exposure details and great noise correction. The tuning has been done fairly well. Ultrawide is also sharp and has autofocus, so it comes in handy for macro shots. But the real star is the periscope 3x camera. This 64MP camera captures a lot of details at 3x and performs well even at the 6x in sensor crop. At 100x zoom, Motorola uses AI to enhance the shots. And yeah, well, it looks good enough to my eyes. The 50MP front-facing camera has autofocus and is definitely great for selfies because you get a lot of details, and even the low-light selfie shot that we took was good. You can also shoot 4K 60fps videos using all the 3 rear cameras, but the front camera is limited to 4K 30fps. Motorola has a bunch of AI-specific features for the camera. For example, you get AI super zoom like I previously mentioned. Action shot is another one that uses AI to improve low-light action shots, which is generally a problem otherwise. Now, there's also AI adaptive stabilization, which was introduced with the Edge 50 Pro, and I find it a little wonky in its implementation. Now, truth be told, I want to test the cameras a little more in detail before I can give out my final verdict, so stay tuned for that. But which phone do you want the Edge 50 Ultra to be compared with? Let me know in the comments below. So the Edge 50 Ultra is running Hello UI based on Android 14, and Motorola promises 3 years of software updates and 4 years of security updates. Of course, you get all of the staple Motorola features like Ready For, Moto Secure, Moto Gestures, all of that. But with the Edge 50 Ultra, you get AI features, which is what sets this phone apart from the rest of the Motorola phones. Now, talking about the AI features, you had the style sync, remember, where you could, create a wallpaper based on the clothes that you're wearing. And I had mentioned that it was okay, not that great. But there's a new magic canvas feature which works very similar to how Midjourney does. Basically, you just have to give it whatever prompt you want and it will create a wallpaper for you. The resulting wallpapers looked okay, could have been higher resolution, but it still works. And it's an entire prompt, mind you. It's not like Samsung or Google's implementation where, you have a bunch of prompts that you can select instead of giving your own prompt. So that's good. Now, what are the other AI features? Well, the ones that you get with Google Photos, by the way. So Magic Eraser is already available on the phone, and the portrait lighting effects. But the Magic Editor is coming soon, I think, because that's not currently available at least. Now, while the AI features are something that sets it apart, what really sets Hello UI apart, especially on the Edge 50 Ultra, is the Smart Connect. Now, Smart Connect is basically the bunch of features that Samsung gives with its Samsung ecosystem, or Apple does with Continuity and other features on its devices. Basically, instead of Ready For using Smart Connect, you can run a mobile desktop. You can do app streaming, which basically means that your phone's apps will run on your PC and you can use your, keyboard and trackpad with it. Basically something like emulation. You can also use your phone as a webcam. That obviously is the first one that comes to mind. Now, what I like about the app streaming implementation on the Edge 50 Ultra is that it works very seamlessly. Also, say for example, if you're listening to Spotify on your phone, you can actually use your laptop's speakers to play the sound. By the way, you can also use Smart Connect to actually share files and other important stuff from your PC to your phone, or from your phone to your PC. All very well done. There's also cross control where you can use your PC mouse to drag and drop stuff from, a Windows machine to the Motorola. Now, we've been testing these features and they work fairly fine. And there are some really nifty things that it can do. Alright, all that's great, Aishad, but tell me about the bloatware situation. Well, there are a few pre-installed apps. All of those are mostly useful and you can uninstall them as well. That apart, you also have a widget which is a Moto Hub widget where you have some recommendations and that's put by default on the home screen. You can delete that too. So you know what I feel? Motorola has the right vision, the right intent with the Edge 50 Ultra, especially considering the AI features, because Motorola is giving you AI features that even OnePlus and Xiaomi aren't at the moment. That sets the Edge 50 Ultra apart, despite the fact that it uses the Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 and not the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So my first impressions are generally positive. Having said that, I'm still trying to get my thoughts together for, a detailed analysis of the phone. So definitely I'm going to be comparing the Edge 50 Ultra to other phones really soon. Which one do you want to see it compared to? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.